The missiles are now armed and ready for attack.
Just to the north side of that gorge, there's that ridge.
Okay.
And it's at the end of that ridge.
Copy.
Okay, he's going to shoot the tow here. Just kind of get off to the left here, a little bit of him. Arm yourself, make sure you're selected.
Roger.
So you got the smoke off the nose? It's about there. 12:30, 11:30, 11:30, 11:30, 11:30.
Got it.
Okay, I got an attack flag. You got a box over there?
Roger, got the box with the kick.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
One's off right.
Need some nose up. Nose up. Little nose up. Little nose. There you go. A little longer. They're short. They're short.
Scarface. Sounds in the air. Strikers in the air.
Okay.
Flare.
Give me back.
Need some nose up. Nose up. Little nose up. Need some nose up. Nose up. Little nose up. There you go. There you go.
Get the tail off him.
Double affirmative. That's a hit.
That's affirmative. It is a good hit.
Actually, it was a pretty good explosion on it, looked like. I don't know if it was just the impact from the force.
I took it right through that black silhouette.
Yeah, roger that. It looked good from here.
Tell him, Doug, what do we have?
The tows found their targets. Cobra 1 veers off as Cobra 2 declares that it is armed up, on station, and looking for work. Tank crews and grunts anxiously wait for the Cobra pilots to destroy the worst of the bad guys. Once the Cobras have finished their job, the ground forces go in for mop-up. The forward air controller acquires new targets, and the Cobras turn the hell-blown desert into a dusty killing field.
Is dead. The one where the arty round just impacted, so go for one of the other two targets, over. Can I get you to stay below 100 feet?
Roger. Yeah, it looks like I get 5 rockets.
Yep, they're all yours.
Roger, we're pushing.
Got to.
Roger. Fire.
Cobras hugging the terrain at dangerously low altitudes, sometimes no more than 50 feet from the ground, risk damage from lethal enemy anti-aircraft fire. Focused on diving and attacking with tows in the cannon, the crews have little time for feelings such as fear.
Roger, we'll be in for immediate re-attack. So again, it'll be Bravo Lima. We got to hug the terrain here and make a right-hand turn.
The tow impacts have been devastating, as have the soft target attacks by the 20mm cannon. The Cobra pilots have performed flawlessly, and the Marine M60 tanks and armored personnel carriers press forward to complete their part in the CACs. The Cobra pilots note their kills and begin the journey back to the expeditionary airfield.
Mission complete.
Today's young pilots who fly the Cobra attack helicopters perfectly embody the legendary effectiveness and ferocity of Scarface HMLA 367. Mission accomplished, they reflect on their performance, realizing that one day all the practice and training they receive could be put to the ultimate test. Cobra pilots know that once they are in the heat of battle, it will be a kill or be killed scenario. Every second will count, and each decision they make will have to be perfect. Their trust in one another and their camaraderie will bond these pilots together forever. Do or die, Scarface HMLA 367 will be more than ready for the challenge of taking on any enemy, anywhere, anytime. In January 1991, the Marine Ground Forces and Cobra pilots positioned in northeastern Saudi Arabia endured an inhospitable environment, waiting for a chance to fight Saddam Hussein and his combat-hardened troops. As the Gulf crisis intensified, Operation Desert Storm was launched with a massive air war against Saddam's army throughout Iraq and occupied Kuwait.
We knew what our mission was. We'd been over there for 7 months waiting for it to happen, and then one day in the end of January it finally happened.
The first taste of combat was during the Battle of Khafji. So we went up there to support the troops on the ground, the international forces that were in and around Khafji and the Marine forces.
Located 2 miles south of the Saudi-Kuwaiti border, the abandoned city of Al-Khafji appeared to be easy prey to an Iraqi armored column. They were proven wrong.
Most of the action we had, we were actually engaging the enemy. It's up to the northwest of the city, where the Iraqis had taken a police post right on the Kuwaiti-Saudi border, and we're running operations out of that. One guy, we call FAC, forward air controller, in a Humvee, who was driving along the desert, good couple of miles well ahead of all the friendly troops. We were the only ones up there, and this poor guy's the only one on the ground, just in his Humvee, and he had 5 Cobras above him escorting. And moved up, got up towards the police post, saw a vehicle up there, and we'd been told anything in that area was enemy. Got up there and the vehicle started to move away. Somebody saw it, locked onto it with a tow, I think it was the Dash 2, and took a tow shot, blew that up, must have been an ammunition truck. It went sky high. Once that went, you could see some of the other vehicles start moving, sort of behind.